either him or us.
Now, Bronson is their target. The trap is set.
Here he comes.
The fuse is lit. Bronson is unleashed.
Interesting facts about famous people.
Charles Bronson's iconic guns used in his movies. Following my videos on John Wayne and Clint Eastwood's iconic guns, I thought I would add one more on Bronson's iconic guns. Bronson was an action star, not unlike Eastwood, in the type of movies he made, spaghetti western and crime action dramas. Born Charles Dennis Buchinsky, known for his roles in action films and his granite features and brawny physique. Born into poverty in Pennsylvania, Bronson worked in the mines until he joined the United States Army Air Forces in 1943 to fight in World War II. After his service, he joined a theatrical troupe and studied acting. During the 50s, he played various supporting roles in motion pictures and television, including anthology drama TV series, in which he would appear as the main character. Near the end of the decade, he had his first cinematic leading role in Machine Gun Kelly, 1958. What iconic guns did Charles Bronson use? If you enjoy this video, hit the subscription button to get my new videos. To check out my many other videos, head to my channel. The link is in the description. Here we go. Death Wish 2, 1982. Paul Kersey, James Bronson, uses a Beretta 84 Cheetah as his main sidearm throughout the film. A vigilante action thriller film, the first of 4 sequels to the 1974 film Death Wish, the second installment in the Death Wish film series. Architect Paul Kersey, Charles Bronson, moves to Los Angeles with his daughter, Robin Sherwood. After his daughter is murdered at the hands of several gang members, Kersey once again chooses to become a vigilante. Unlike the original, in which he hunts down every criminal he encounters, Kersey only pursues his family's attackers. The sequel makes a complete breakaway from the Brian Garfield novels Death Wish and Death Sentence, redefining the Paul Kersey character. It was succeeded by Death Wish 3. Death Wish 3, 1985. While not being common, the .475 Wiley Magnum became most famous for its appearance in Death Wish 3, where the Wiley, chambered for this cartridge, was a signature weapon for Paul Kersey, the character portrayed by Charles Bronson, using his own personal Wiley firearm in the Death Wish film series, also using a Colt Cobra in this film. A vigilante action thriller film, the third film and the last in the Death Wish film series, starring Charles Bronson as the vigilante Paul Kersey, sees him battling with New York street punk gangs while receiving tactical support from a local New York Police Department Lieutenant Ed Lauter. Despite being set in New York City, some of the filming was shot in London to reduce production costs. Succeeded by Death Wish 4, The Crackdown. Death Wish 4, The Crackdown, 1987. Ruger Mini 14. Paul, Charles Bronson, uses a Ruger Mini 14 with folding stock, sniper scope and suppressor during the oil-filled shootout. He uses it to shoot Jack Romero, Mike Moroff, to start the melee between two gangs. Later, he uses it to kill Ed Zacharias, Perry Lopez, at the end of the shootout. The fourth installment in the Death Wish film series features Charles Bronson, who reprises his leading role as Paul Kersey in the film. Kersey is once again forced to become a vigilante after his girlfriend's daughter dies of a drug overdose. He is recruited by a tabloid owner, Nathan White, John Ryan, to take down various crime figures of the Los Angeles drug trade. The crackdown had a substantially lower budget and a more limited release than its predecessors. The film marks the seventh collaboration between Bronson and director J. Lee Thompson, following 1976's St. Ives, 1977's The White Buffalo, 1980's Cabalanco, 1983's 10 to Midnight, 1984's The Evil That Men Do, and 1986's Murphy's Law. Once Upon a Time in the West, 1968. Colt Single Action Army 5.5-inch barrel. This is the screen-used gun used by Charles Bronson in Once Upon a Time in the West. Snakey, Jack Elam, plays with his SAA while waiting for harmonica's Charles Bronson's train to arrive. An epic spaghetti western directed by Sergio Leone stars Henry Fonda, cast against type as the villain, Charles Bronson as his nemesis, Jason Robards as a bandit, and Claudia Cardinale as the newly widowed homesteader. After The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, Leone decided to retire from westerns. However, Leone accepted an offer from Paramount Pictures providing Henry Fonda and a budget to produce another western. After Clint Eastwood turned down an offer to play the movie's protagonist, Bronson was offered the role. The Evil That Men Do, 1984, Smith & Wesson, Model 19, an action thriller directed by J. Lee Thompson, starring Charles Bronson, Teresa Saldana, and Joseph Mayer. Bronson plays a former assassin who comes out of retirement to avenge the death of his journalist friend at the hands of a torturer called the Doctor, who works for various dictatorships worldwide, particularly those of Operation Condor. The New York Times wrote that audiences want to see Bronson kill people, and the film delivers many audience-pleasing kills. The Toledo Blade identified the film as a comeback for Bronson. The Milwaukee Sentinel wrote that the film is violent and exploitative, but it will probably satisfy fans of Bronson.
In the name of revenge, there is just one.
If you liked this video, make sure you hit the subscription button so you will see all my new videos as they come up. Take a look at my channel to see my many other videos. The link is in the description. Leave me a comment. Check out my Facebook page as well. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. I am Wrangler. Adios. See you again soon.
Interesting facts about famous people.